Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Boxing New.
Jaime Munguia versus John Ryder next. Look, let's break it down honestly and objectively as possible. And according to Michael Benson in Talk Sport, Jaime Munguia versus John Ryder looks like it could happen in January, according to Eddie Hearn. Now, what's interesting about this is Jaime Munguia wants to fight John Ryder right now, after John Ryder literally got his ass handed to him by Canelo Alvarez. This man was dominated, dropped multiple times, and got his nose broken. And now's the time that Jaime Munguia wants to fight John Ryder. You see that Jaime Munguia could have fought him last year, but chose not to. He could have been a mandatory for Canelo. He could have been in line. He could have been right in that position. But he chose not to fight John Ryder last year. He pump faked like he always does. They never want to take anybody when they appear to be dangerous. They like to get people at their most vulnerable state. Think about this. Jaime Munguia and Benavidez were negotiating for a fight. Jaime Munguia backed out and ducked the fight. This is typical of Jaime Munguia. Then Jaime Munguia, Dimitri Bivol was negotiating a fight. Jaime Munguia backed out, waste everybody's time. Typical of Team Munguia and Oscar De La Hoya. These guys are garbage. You even seen Edgar Berlanga state that Oscar De La Hoya, Team Munguia tried to say that they rejected the fight, which they never did. They essentially killed any progress in making that fight. And what's so sad is that's a fight that I would favor Munguia to win, and yet they still won't take it. This is a Berlanga coming off of wins, who's undefeated. This would have been an interesting fight and a great name for Munguia to get on his resume, and yet he still wouldn't take the fight. He wants John Ryder at this stage in his career, which makes no sense. While I think it's still a good fight and a competitive one, I don't like the fact that this guy is turning down top competition. Could have fought Bivol. Could have fought Benavidez. Could have fought Berlanga. All interesting and appealing fights. Why fight John Ryder off of a loss and a beatdown, getting dropped multiple times and a broken nose? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, think about it like this. Jaime Munguia's last fight was against Sergey Devryanchenko, who was absolutely washed, and that thing went down to the wire. It was very competitive. You should not be going life and death with a washed fighter. I mean, if you look at Sergey Devryanchenko's last 4 fights prior to Jaime Munguia, he had lost 3 out of 4. So why are you going life and death with this guy? It simply does not make any sense. Jaime Munguia, you're officially garbage truck juice.